Man, you want to know how I stay motivated? People think it's some secret sauce, some magic formula. Nah, man, it's that raw, unseen work. The work nobody wants to do. Everyone's out there looking for that fake dope, the likes, the pats on the back. That's weak. You think that thing is real? You think that builds belief? Hell no, that's fake. It's all about that real dope, the good dope you earn when nobody's watching. You want to talk about motivation? I'm out there running at 2 in the morning, grinding it out in the gym alone when the rest of the world is asleep. That's where it's at. I've trained 99% of my life solo. Nobody's there to give me a high five. Nobody's whispering, you got this, Goggins, fuck that. I did it all alone. And I'm still hard on myself because I know what I'm capable of. I know my truth. People see me and ask, who's going to carry the boats? They think I'm that guy 24/7. Guess what? I'm not always that guy. But when shit gets real, I can flip that switch in a second. Why? Because I've been there, man. I've been in that dark place. I've lived in misery. I've dragged myself out of the pit day after day, year after year. I don't need anyone to pull me up. I've been doing it my whole damn life. I don't need a cheerleader or some motivational guru to get me fired up. I got a resume full of battles that taught me who the fuck I am. When I'm down, I remind myself, you know the truth, motherfucker. You've walked through the fires of hell alone. You've been at rock bottom with nothing, and you built your own belief from scratch. There was nobody there to carry that rucksack, to row that boat, to haul that log through the mud. That was me. When shit gets nasty, I don't look around for anyone to save me. I built this Frankenstein. I built this monster. I don't need a weight loss program or mom and dad telling me I can do it. I created myself when I had nothing, when I was nothing. I did that shit in the dark where nobody's looking. So when the storms come, and they always do, I know I've been there before. I know my truth, and that truth is a weapon. It's real. It's tangible. It's burned into my brain, into my soul. That's what people don't get. They think they need someone to hold their hand to keep them accountable. Fuck that. You don't need anyone. I didn't have anybody. You don't need anybody. All that's in your head. You create your own damn self. Stay hard. Most people are walking around half dead, man. There's so much shit trapped inside them, just locked away. People like to call it potential, but I think that word's lost its fucking meaning. It's more than that. There's a fire, a drive, a beast inside you that you haven't even scratched the surface of. Call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever the fuck you believe in. Even if you don't believe in anything, it's still there. But you're too damn scared to wake it up. You walk around with your nice life, your beautiful wife, or your rich husband, your fat bank account, and you still feel like something's missing. Why? Because you never had the balls to dig deep and find your willpower, your soul, your heart, your courage, your fucking guts. You want to know what that looks like? It looks scary as hell. It's like stepping into a dark, nasty lab where you got to face every fucking thing you're afraid of. I woke up every day saying, I'm a dumbass, but I'm going to figure out how to get smarter. Instead of whining, I just can't do that. Most people put themselves in a box, but not me. My box was so fucking small, it was like a pinhole. But through suffering, through examining every corner of my soul, I found some willpower, some courage, and I busted that box wide open. There's no fucking hacks. It's you versus you. Always has been, always will be. If you don't get that, you're fucked. I wasn't born Goggins. I was a scared little kid, introverted, soft, always getting his ass kicked. I had to lie just to make friends, to fit in, to feel like I belonged. My whole damn life has been a battle between two people. I had to create another motherfucker just to survive, just to push myself out of that comfort zone. That person became Goggins. It didn't happen overnight. It took years of getting my ass handed to me, years of being at rock bottom, feeling like nothing, being exactly what everyone said I was going to be, nothing. Until I said enough is enough. I had to make a change. Goggins is like that guy who walks out of the phone booth. He's the Superman who steps out ready to tear shit up. Sometimes I feel like I'm having a conversation between David Goggins and Goggins. Goggins tells David all the crazy shit he's done. And David's like, why the fuck are you doing that? That's insane. But that's the battle, man. It's about digging deeper to find the real you, the one who's scared, who loves comfort, who wants to hear all the nice things, not the real shit that's going to make you better. People want to put a label on me, call me some freak, just to feel good about themselves. That's their get out of jail free card. They tell themselves, oh, he's just some superhuman who unlocks something special in his brain. Fuck that. Every damn day I wake up and I dread what I have to do. I dread what kind of pain I have to face to get better, but I face it. And that's where it all starts. You got to wake up and go to war with yourself every damn day. Stay hard. I was stuck, man, stuck like a motherfucker. Felt like I was climbing up, making some damn progress, and then bam, a tiny ass windstorm would come and knock me right back to square one. I'd be like, what the fuck? Why can't I get past this? I'm learning to read now, you know. I was a damn junior in high school and couldn't read for shit. I was at a fucking 4th grade reading level because I cheated my way through everything. But I pushed, man. I taught myself how to read, how to write. I started building some discipline. But every time life threw me a real punch, some little ass windstorm knocked me right back down. And then it hit me, I was just patching shit up on the surface. I was all surface level, no fucking depth. I wasn't digging deep into the cellar of my mind to fix the busted ass foundation of my soul. My soul was manking. I knew it, but I was scared to go back, scared to face those demons, man. You start lying to yourself, even without knowing it. You start lying about who the fuck you're not and pretending to be someone you're not. That's bullshit. That's when I knew I'd never get over the damn hurdle. I'd always be stuck on the surface unless I went deep, deep into the sewers of my mind and faced all those fucked up demons. That's some hard shit, man. We all love to look good on social media to show off this bullshit version of who we want people to think we are. But that ain't gonna fix a goddamn thing. My self-talk. That was some nasty, disgusting shit. I had to dive back into the sewer of my mind and clean that shit up. Most of us are scared to do it. Hell, 20 years ago, I wouldn't be here saying this shit. I was too embarrassed to tell you I stuttered, lied, got beat up, bullied, all that crap. But that's where the real transformation starts, man. When you can look at anyone, doesn't matter if it's thousands of people or just one, and say, this is who the fuck I am. And here's where I need to fix myself. That's when the change happens. People called me dumb. My dad called me every name in the book and making me down, stripped me of every ounce of self-esteem. That's when I realized I was alone on this earth. Just me and God. I had to fix everything myself. So I built an indestructible mental toolbox. I looked in the eyes of this guy in Buds who was ringing the bell to quit. And I saw myself. I saw what everyone said I'd be fucking nothing. That's who I was. So I lied to everyone, told them a different version of me, tried to make those lies my truth. But fuck that. I had to make them real. I had to become real. That's when I made up my mind I'm going to the toughest military training on the damn planet, where there's the most water, the very thing that scared the shit out of me. A lot of us run from our fears. We box ourselves into this tiny life and say, this is all I can do. I'm too scared to go outside this box. Fuck that. I smashed the box. Everything I didn't want to do. Everything I feared, that's what got me here. It's not just about what you're saying to yourself. It's about doing the damn work. So every damn time life beat me down physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever the fuck it was, I tell myself, you can't hurt me. I had the ultimate blueprint, man, just by watching my family. Being the youngest kid, that's a fucking advantage. Sure, you get picked on, bullied by everyone. But you sit back and you watch. And that's exactly what I did. I watched my dad. Hell no, don't want to be like that. My mom, my math, where the hell it was, I paid attention. I studied that shit. And that became the blueprint for how to live life. And more importantly, how not to live it. I saw how people moved and I said, fuck that. I'm not going down that road. I've been there. I know what that shit feels like. That's why I can help so many people out. I've never been above you. I've always been beneath you, clawing my way out of the pit. That's where my knowledge comes from being in the fucking dungeon. I call it being a part-time savage. I started getting hit with injuries and shit little setbacks that back in the day wouldn't have slowed me down. But I pulled my head out of my ass and said, we've got more left in the tank. We're not done yet. I was talking to a guy named Cameron Haynes who did this 240-mile race, and I thought, is this the new level? Is this the new push? So I decided to do that race. And it was in the back of my mind, I've gotten pretty damn good at running 100 miles. But this is a new beast, 200 plus miles. And what's crazy, like you might have read in the book, is that I struggled the first time. I came back though, and I did better. But here's the thing about the human mind, it adapts. It becomes your new norm. To think that I could run 200 miles, 240 miles, and it becomes like running a fucking 50-mile race. I never thought that shit was possible. That's why I'm always pushing that limit, because I know deep down there's always more. So I ended up doing back-to-back 200-mile runs. What was once this impossible feat became something manageable once I figured that shit out. You got to create yourself, man. Most people are missing something because they've got so much shit trapped inside them. I don't even want to say potential because that word gets thrown around too much. There's so much buried deep inside you, whether you believe in God, some higher power, or even if you don't believe in shit that you haven't unlocked yet. You could be walking around with a smoking hot wife with all the money in the world and still be saying, damn, I feel like I'm missing something. You're still fucking chained up because you don't want to dig deep and find your willpower, your soul, your guts, your courage. You're too scared to see what that shit looks like. It's terrifying to wake up every day and admit I'm dumb as shit right now, but I'm going to find a way to get smarter. Instead of saying, I just can't do that. It's about finding that uncomfortable place and living there. That's where you grow, where you become a full-time savage. There ain't no hacks, no shortcuts, none of that bullshit. It's you vs you. That's the battle every day. And if you don't get that, then you've already lost, man. You're screwed. Listen, David Goggins was a weak-ass kid, introverted as hell, getting his ass kicked left and right. I had to lie just to have friends, to feel like I belong somewhere. My life, it's been a war between two people. I had to build a whole other dude just to get the hell out of my own comfort zone. That dude became Goggins. It took hitting rock bottom to realize that enough was enough. I was at the lowest point, man, going nowhere fast, exactly what everyone said I'd be nothing. So I had to flip the script. Goggins is like that motherfucker that walks out of the phone booth like Superman. But it wasn't some magic, it was a fight. You think it's weird? Yeah, sometimes it is. Goggins and David Goggins have conversations in my head. Goggins looks at David and says, what the fuck, man? Why are you doing that? That's insane. It's a clash between who you are and who you need to be. The real you is soft, likes comfort, loves the world that kisses your ass and feeds you bullshit to make you feel good. But that's not where you grow, man. People will hear this and try to slap a label on me, make themselves feel better. They'll think I'm some superhuman freak who unlocks some secret code in his brain. But all that is just giving yourself a damn excuse to not put in the work. It's your get out of jail free card, and I ain't buying it. Every day I wake up dreading the shit I'm going to put myself through. But that's where the growth is. There were times I thought I was getting over the hump, and then a little windstorm would blow me right back to square one. Like, why the hell can't I push past this? I was damn near illiterate in high school. I taught myself to read, to write, to have discipline. But every time a real challenge came, I'd get knocked back because I was only working on surface shit. My foundation, it was weak as hell. My soul was cracked and manking. And I knew I had to fix it, but I was scared shitless to face my own demons. So I kept lying to myself, to everyone, building up a version of me that wasn't real. But at some point, you got to stop lying and dig deep, face the truth, and do the damn work. Here's the thing, man. I realized I was never getting over that damn hurdle, always stuck on some weak-ass surface level until I decided to go deep. And I'm talking deep, down into the sewer of my mind, down there with all those nasty demons lurking around. That shit ain't easy. It's hard as hell. We all love social media. We all love showing the world some polished up version of who we want to be. That's why you see all these pretty pictures and fake ass stories. But that shit won't fix a damn thing. The realest conversation you're ever going to have is the one you have with yourself. And my self-talk, man, it was the most vile, disgusting shit ever. So when I say I had to dive into the sewer of my mind, I mean, I had to go all the way in and face that darkness. A lot of us are scared as hell to do that. I get it. 20 years ago, you wouldn't catch me dead on this show. I was too embarrassed to admit that I stuttered, that I lied my ass off, that I got beat up and bullied, all that crap. But that's where real transformation happens. When you can stand in front of one person or 1,000 people and say, this is who I am and this is what I got to fix. I had people calling me dumb, telling me I'd never be shit, my own father included. Getting my ass beat stripped me of any self-esteem. I realized real quick that I was alone on this earth. Just me and God. And if I wanted anything to change, I had to be the one to fix it. That's when I started building my indestructible mental toolbox. Man, I remember looking into the eyes of this one guy ringing the bell, quitting in Navy SEAL training, ready to hang up his helmet. I saw myself in his eyes. I saw everything everyone said I'd be nothing. I saw everything I told myself I'd be. That's self-talk. That's who I was. So I lied to people, created this fake version of myself because the real me was too weak. But at some point, I had to turn those lies into reality. I had to become something real. So I made up my mind, I'm going to the toughest damn military training on the planet, where there's more water than anything else. The very thing that scared the living shit out of me. Most people run from their fears, box themselves into a little comfortable life. Oh, I'm scared of everything outside this box, so I'm just going to stay right here. Not me. I jumped the fuck out of that box. Everything I didn't want to face is exactly what got me here today. Man, it's about what you say to yourself, but it ain't just talk. It's action. So when I was getting my ass kicked physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever it was, I kept telling myself, you can't hurt me, man. You can't hurt me. I had the blueprint. I watched my family. I was the youngest, so I got to see everything. I watched my dad and say, hell no, I'm not doing that. I watched my mom. I'm after everyone. I paid attention, learned what not to do, and decided to make my own path. It's about stepping into that fear, embracing the pain, and coming out the other side a different beast. Ain't no other way. This is how it went down. I had the ultimate fucking blueprint for life, how to live it. And more importantly, how not to live it. I watched the people around me and said, hell no, I ain't gonna be like that. I know where you're at because I've been there. That's why I connect with so many people who are stuck in the darkness. I've never been above anyone. I've always been crawling beneath, learning from the mud. That's where my knowledge came from being down in the damn dungeon so many times. I call it part-time savage mode. I've been through some rough shit injuries here, setbacks there, stuff that would have never slowed me down back in the day. But then I pulled my head out of my ass and realized we've got way more left in the tank. We ain't done yet. I remember talking to Cameron Haynes, who ran a 240-mile race. That shit lit a fire in me. I thought, this is the new level. This is where we push harder. I had gotten too damn comfortable running 100-mile races. That was just the warm-up. I set my sights on something bigger, minus 200 miles, 240 miles. That was the new level, the new challenge. And like I wrote in my book, the first time I went after it, it kicked my ass. But I came back stronger, learned the game, and made it my norm. That's the thing about the human mind, it adapts. Running 200 miles became like running 50 miles. I didn't think that shit was possible. But that's why I'm always pushing, man. Because I know there's always more buried deep inside. So I went back to back on these 200-mile runs. The first time it was hell. But once I figured it out, it became almost easy. Every mile I've ever run has been a gut check. When you hit 70 miles in a race and your body is screaming you're done, the thought of going 30 more miles seems impossible. But once you do it and you hit that 101 miles and that last stretch is pure agony, you don't even know how to explain that kind of pain. I remember when I finished, the reality hit me in the shower and I was fucked up. My mom was freaking out saying I needed to go to the hospital. Her doctor was like, get him there now. But I told them all, shut the fuck up and let me feel this pain. I don't want any meds. I don't want anything to numb this, because that pain was proof. Proof that I had climbed a mental wall that I never thought was possible. And I didn't want anyone to take that feeling away from me. That pain was my badge of honor. People can take this however they want. I don't give a damn. I never want to feel that level of pain again. But what it showed me was what's possible when you dig deep. And that set the new stage for me. That's why I keep finding the next level. Because once you break through, you realize just how much more there is to give. And you better believe I'm going to keep finding out just how deep that well goes. That's when it hit me like a brick to the face. Damn, I've been underachieving my whole fucking life. And look, I'm not saying you got to go to that dark ass place I went. That place is dangerous, man. It's a place most people don't want to even think about. But going there taught me what's possible. That 19-hour beatdown, one of the biggest, baddest lessons of my life, taught me exactly what I needed to know. I got it, check that box. But here's the thing. As you start getting bigger, as you start stacking up those wins, you open the door wide open for people to start talking shit. And most of these motherfuckers critiquing you, they aren't even on your level. They're way down there, stuck at the bottom. It's sad, man. But you know what happens? Those of us on the grind, on the upper level, we start hearing those voices from the basement. Like I always say, you're never going to meet a hater doing better than you. Facts. So I decided to flip the script. I started having fun with it. Most people avoid reading comments, not me. I dig right in there and look for the worst ones. Why? Because I use that shit. I block and delete the haters because I don't need that negativity messing with my tribe. But before I hit delete, I take a screenshot and save that shit to my archive. And let me tell you what happens next. Some days I wake up and I'm like, man, I really don't feel like doing this today. Then I remember my archive. I started making these mixtapes of all the hate comments and bullshit people say about me. That shit became pure fuel. I love it because I know why you hate me. You're probably lying in bed, lazy as hell, doing nothing with your life. You're an underachiever, and I make you question yourself. So I'm going to keep pushing and keep winning just to make you feel that burn even more. Sometimes I listen to that shit while I'm running. Hell, I'll even play it in the house. Jennifer gets annoyed sometimes. She's like, why the hell are you listening to people talk trash about you on a loop? And I'm like, because it's half funny and half fucking inspiring. I feed off that hate. See, I've got this haunting voice in the back of my head. A lot of us do, but we try to ignore it. That voice has been there for years, man. I always knew deep down that I could pull off anything I set my mind to. I knew it, but I was scared as hell of the work. I wasn't blessed with brains. I wasn't born with some God-given talent or natural athleticism, man. I knew that to get on the same playing field as these other guys, to even have a shot at the big leagues, I'd have to go after it with everything I had. And that's a level of work most people don't even want to think about. But that's the difference, man. I wasn't afraid to face that grind. I took all the hate, all that doubt, all that fear, and I used it. And that's why I keep showing up every damn day. So here's the thing, man, I was just bullshitting myself, putting shit off, and it haunted me every damn day. That's when I realized I was just chasing that damn comfort zone, like everyone else. I wanted that easy life, that pat on the back, people telling me all the good shit, ignoring all the bad. That's what kept me stuck, man. Stuck in this world of doing nothing, achieving nothing. But then I flipped the script. I became that big, bad motherfucker you don't want to cross paths with at night. I turned into the toughest critic on myself. And that's what changed the game. I stopped giving a fuck about what people thought. Stopped worrying about their judgments. Oh, if I say this, if I start now, are they going to make fun of me? Fuck that. I killed that noise. And that's when shit started to change for real. Slowly but surely, all that bullshit that used to mess with me just stopped. Because once you're truly happy with who you are, once you've built that rock solid version of yourself, no one can fuck with you. They might try, but it won't touch you. So what do you really want in life? We're so bombarded with bullshit from everywhere that we lose ourselves. We don't even know what the fuck we want because we don't spend enough time looking inward. Man, greatness is whatever the hell you've dreamed up in your own head. You've got to see it first. You've got to create that vision in your mind. And once you've got that vision, it's about figuring out how the fuck am I going to get there? But that means you've got to shut the fuck up. Go sit in a room and search your soul, your mind, your abilities. If you're not digging deep, you're not going to find shit. So you've got to start your journey, and it starts with asking, why the hell am I here? What's my purpose on this planet? If you don't know that, you're going to spend your whole damn life searching, always wondering why. I'm waking up every day studying like I've got a test tomorrow. Every damn day, man. 4 hours plus just to keep what I've learned fresh. There's no reward, no carrot, just the stick. It's always been the stick. And that's why when I talk to people, I've got to find a way to hit them where it hurts. I want to tell them, let me show you how life really is. Why you're a loser. Why you're not making it. Why you keep chasing the same shit. I see it all the time. People go into these conventions year after year thinking they're going to learn something new. No, you're just fucking lazy. You know exactly what to do. You just ain't doing it. Man, even in my fucked up state of I can't read, I can't write, I knew exactly what I needed to do, but damn, it sucks doing it. It fucking sucks waking up every damn morning, staring at yourself in the mirror, knowing you're not the smartest guy in the room. So what's the move? I've got to grind, man. I've got to study the same shit I already mastered over and over again. I might have scored high as hell before, but that shit ain't permanent. There's no resting on your laurels. It's all about the grind, the fucking stick. The carrot? It's a big ass maybe. Maybe. Because every time I face these brutal tests, there's a voice in the back of my head saying, you ain't gonna make it. Goggins. This ain't you, man. You're not built for this. That voice doesn't shut up. It tells me study all you want. But when that computer lights up with 150 questions, you're done. This ain't you, man. But guess what? I keep showing up And I keep passing. Over and over again, I pass. But that voice is still there, mocking me every fucking time, saying, this ain't you, man. You're that 300-pound dude sitting on your ass worrying about your damn hair. That's who you are, how to hide that receding hairline at 16. That's you. There's no get out of jail free card in this game, man. That's why I say, stay hard. Because if you weren't born with the gifts, the only thing you've got is staying hard as fuck. I know people hate this shit. They hate hearing it, but it's the truth. There's no magic pill, no quick fix, man. You've got to outwork the weak ass version of yourself that God or whoever the hell put inside you. And guess what? That grind ain't fun. That's why I didn't want a documentary on me, because people don't want to see the real shit. They'll see what they want to see. I don't want to live like that. Good. Then you'll keep living your life just like you are now, questioning yourself, doubting what's possible, wondering what you're truly capable of. That's your life. Or you can be me. Am I happy? Who the fuck knows? I never even thought about it, don't care about it. All I cared about was looking in the mirror and seeing a glimpse of something real, something solid. At 16, weighing 300 pounds, it wasn't about happiness. It was about looking in the mirror and saying, all right, you did it again today. You're a bad motherfucker. Because that shit is hard. I'm the hardest working guy that doesn't need to talk about it. Man, I don't take any fucking days off when it comes to working out. First thing in the morning, you've got to build your confidence. And that starts with looking yourself in the mirror. Every damn day, you're either gaining or losing confidence. There's no staying the same. You build that confidence by liking what you see staring back at you. If you wake up and see a fat, out of shape loser in the mirror, you're not going to feel good inside. And that's going to fuck with your entire day. So what do? I get up and fucking grind, man. I shed those calories, get the blood pumping, get the mind right. Every damn day I run. Every damn day I work out. A lot of people, they set these bullshit finish lines for themselves. But I've got a saying, I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm fucking done. When I was younger, I didn't have goals. I wasn't about setting goals. It's not about goals. It's about having a fucking to-do list. If you don't have a list of shit to do, you're just going to sit back and fade into nothing. Your brain is the most powerful weapon you've got. If you can't control your own brain, you're screwed. You got to tell your brain where to go, how to go, and how to get there. You've got to take control, or it's game over, man. A strong person, a fulfilled person, doesn't need to tear anyone down. All they want to do is lift people up. So when you meet someone who's trying to fuck with you, call you out of your name or bully you, know this. They're dealing with some deep-rooted shit of their own. When you quit, your mind says, we're done. And guess what? It doesn't expand. There's no growth, no progress when you quit. But when you say, nah, fuck this. I'm drowning. I'm miserable. I'm suffering. I'm manking, but I'm not fucking going anywhere. Your mind has to adapt. It says he's not quitting, so we've got to grow. We've got to figure this shit out. That's when you start unlocking parts of your brain you didn't even know existed. When you're deep in the struggle and you refuse to quit, you're forcing your brain to operate on a whole new level. And once it gets used to that, you're unstoppable. The only way to accomplish anything is to grind. Can't remember what's in that paragraph to pass your test. Read it again. Still not getting it? Read it again. Still struggling? Write it out. And guess what happens? You fucking get it. Keep going back again and again. And eventually your mind will say, all right, we'll figure this out, because he's not going to fucking quit. I always used to think working out was just more struggle. My whole life was a struggle. But then I realized, man, I've got to start facing the struggle. I've got to get mentally strong for the fight. But that wasn't the end. I quit my job, went home, and started working out like a fucking maniac. I became the most obsessed motherfucker on this planet. I had to invent a guy in my mind who could take any pain, any suffering, any judgment, and I built that guy through suffering. And through that process, I started unlocking doors I never even knew existed. The more doors I opened, the more I realized that my potential was damn near limitless. That shit changed my entire mindset. I don't give a damn what you believe in. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to judge anybody. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that my thing is God. Imagine you get to heaven. You're sitting there and God's across from you. He pulls out a chart. And it's got all these things on it. It says I was supposed to change the world, set records, be a Navy SEAL, be honored here, honored there. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's not me. I was just an Ecolab guy spraying for cockroaches and I weighed 300 pounds. But then God looks at me and says, no, that's who you were supposed to be. My biggest fear in life is getting to the end, sitting down with something bigger than me and having it tell me, this is what you should have been. I don't want that. I want God up there right now, writing shit down, saying, damn, he exceeded even my expectations. That's how I live my life. I know now that there's no cap on the human mind. The only cap is the one we put on ourselves. Man, we all start from zero with pain. What that means is if you don't face your shit, it's always going to be there. Everyone in this world has insecurities. When you're in physical pain, even if you're not consciously thinking about all the mental bullshit you've been through, your mind is still processing it. We all have these dungeons in our minds that life has built. Most people quit because they don't have the mental tools to break through to the other side. Listen, man, the first thing you got to do is ask yourself why the fuck you're doing this in the first place. What makes people quit so damn much in SEAL training and in any other special ops shit isn't their bodies, their weak ass mind. It's easy to sit in your cozy 72-degree house watching Navy SEALs on the Discovery Channel thinking, yeah, I could do that. But when it comes time to actually step into the fire, that's when the truth comes out. Finding more of yourself means facing the ugly truth. The real you is scared as shit, loves comfort, and thrives on pats on the back and the bullshit people feed you to keep you soft. That's where it all fucking starts. You start telling yourself, I don't need to do this, I'm good. But why do you keep going? Why do you drag your ass out of bed at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the goddamn morning? It's because you're not just living for yourself anymore, you're setting the example for others to follow. People always ask, what drives you now? What the hell should drive you? Well, here's the fucking truth. It's not about you anymore. You might be comfortable, you might think you're good, but that shit doesn't matter now. God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has given you everything you need. Now, it's time to pay the fuck up. You're grinding now, not just for yourself, but to set the standard for everyone who's looking up to you. So when people ask, why the hell do you get up so damn early? It's so you can walk in and set the fucking example. The truth is, most people are happy being the best among the average, but that's not you. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? It's because once I accomplish something, I don't sit back like those other guys who graduate buds, graduate this, graduate that, and then get comfortable. They start wondering, why the fuck am I getting weak? I've lost my edge, what's going on? Here's why. Once you hit the top of the mountain, you think you're good. But that's when you start sliding back down. To stay at the top, you got to build another fucking mountain to climb. Mediocrity is the kiss of death. And too many people are okay with being one-timers. They hit that one-time big success, cash in, and then what? They're good. But now they're just another mediocre asshole with a nice resume. These people hit the gym, get big, get jacked, run fast, and they think they've got it all figured out. But all they're doing is putting a shiny coat over a weak-ass mind. When adversity slaps them in the face, they're left wondering, what the fuck? I'm so fit. Why can't I handle this? It's because their mind is still soft as shit. And here's the thing, man. On the other side of that extreme place I call suffering, there's a whole new world most people have never even fucking seen. But you've got to go to that dark place to discover it. Most people want to stay in their comfortable little bubble. But once you push yourself to that extreme, you unlock a whole other universe inside your mind. It's like being an astronaut exploring uncharted space. That world has always been there, but you've got to wade through the muck to see it. And when you do, you realize there's a whole other level of potential in your mind, a whole other fucking universe waiting to be explored. All those miles I've pounded out on this damn road, every single one of them has been a gut check. When you're 70 miles deep into a race and feeling like I did, it feels fucking impossible to even think about grinding out another 30 miles in that condition. But here's the thing, once you push through that, once you go beyond what you thought was humanly possible, it changes you. When that shower hit me and I realized I just conquered 101 miles, those last 31 miles were something words can't even touch. It was pure fucking grit. I've got this voice in the back of my head, a haunting motherfucker that never shuts up. A lot of us have it, but most people just ignore it. That voice was there for years, whispering that I could pull off whatever the fuck I wanted. I knew I could, but I was scared of the grind. I wasn't born with brains or some God-given athletic talent. I knew that if I wanted to stand on the same playing field as the best, if I even wanted to try out for this shit, I had to put in work that I didn't even want to face. So I put it off. That voice haunted me, man. It kept me in a comfort zone, the one where everyone's looking for a pat on the back. People don't want to hear the hard truth. They just want to be told they're doing great. That's what kept me stuck, kept me from achieving a damn thing. But one day I flipped the script. I became the big, bad motherfucker that you don't want to meet in a dark alley. I turned into my own worst critic. And that's what fucking changed me. I stopped giving a shit about what people thought about being judged. Oh, if I start this now, they're going to laugh at me. Fuck that. I stopped caring. And that's when my life started changing slowly but surely. The things that used to mess with my head, they lost their power. Because once you get to a place where you're truly happy with who you are, no one can fuck with you. They might try, but it won't touch you. What the fuck do you want in your life? We're bombarded with so much bullshit that we lose sight of our own path. We don't know what we want because we don't spend enough time with ourselves. Greatness is whatever the hell you've dreamed up in your own mind. But first, you've got to see it. You've got to create that vision in your head. And then you've got to figure out how the fuck you're going to get there. But that means going deep inside yourself. You've got to shut the fuck up, go into a room and just be quiet. Stop talking. Search your soul, search your mind, dig into your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking, you won't find shit. Your journey starts when you figure out why the hell you're here on this planet. Why are you here? If you don't know that, you'll spend your whole life searching, always asking why. So many people die with untapped potential because they think someone else is better than them, that they weren't born with the right tools. But you don't need that shit. What you need is the ability to grind your ass into a fine powder. And when you've been ground down, you find a way to build yourself back up again over and over. That's what's fucking possible. Man, when it gets hard, and I mean real hard, that's when most people start to punk out. They push back, start making excuses. And then it's like, oh, we can't talk about that. Bullshit. Let's talk about it. You're fat. So was I. I was a fat motherfucker. And I hated every goddamn day getting out of bed. I know what it's like when you roll your fat ass out of bed and all you want is for someone else to want it more than you do. But that's the problem, right? So many people want the easy way out. Well, fuck that. Sorry, but it's not happening. So what do? They start building this bullshit narrative that says, it's okay. No, it's not okay. The real narrative should be, you need to work harder. You need to get your mind right. We're not helping people by saying, it's okay that you're not willing to help yourself. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. It's your life. But if you think it's acceptable to take the easy way, then you're setting yourself up to be a failure. Look, man, if I'd accepted that weak ass mentality, I wouldn't be shit today. But that's what so many people do. They create a get out of jail free card for themselves. And now the world is set up to hand out those cards left and right. Everything's okay. And you can't say a damn thing about it. I'm wired differently, man. My part-time savage used to be running 50 miles a week now. Now I get to 10 miles and that demon inside me, the one I let out every morning, he's whispering, not today, man. There's someone out there you don't even know who's putting in 12, 13, 14 miles right now. So you're going to keep going. Because when you meet that motherfucker, you better be ready. And that's why Goggins keeps running. I'm not fucking happy. People look at me and say, look at his eyes, man. He's got demons in those eyes. You know why? Because I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. And that's the biggest thing they're missing the point. What you're seeing is a guy who dug deep, found some buried treasure within himself. And guess what? Most people never find that shit. That's why I don't judge people. I've said it before, I don't judge anyone. But I get judged all the time. For how I look, my eyes, not smiling, not cracking jokes all the time. Here's the thing, man. It's easy to be happy when life's good. It's easy to smile when everything's going your way. But guess what? Those are the good times. You don't need training for the good times. Nobody does. What I'm trying to show you is how to survive the bad times, the misery, the pain, the suffering. Most people want to skip that part. They want to jump straight to peace. Let's cover up all this pain with a nice blanket and call it good. Nah, fuck that. You can't skip the hard shit. You got to go through that hellhole that messed you up. You have to face it, deal with it, and fix it. That's why I'm here. You want peace? You've got to go to war with yourself first. That's the real journey, the hard ass path that's going to take you way out of your comfort zone. It's going to make you feel like shit. But that's the only way to get better. So there I am running, feeling pretty good around mile 40, mile 50. I get to mile 70 and it's like my whole body decided to shut the fuck down. Worst pain in my life. I sit my ass down in this blue lawn chair, can't even get a goddamn Ritz cracker down. They're turning into these dry ass balls in my mouth. I didn't hydrate right. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was pounding down Mars because I couldn't stomach anything else. Barely any water, dizzy as hell. And I hadn't taken a piss in 12 hours. I look at my ex-wife and I'm seeing 3 of her. My body stopped in my mind. It went to war. I had to take a piss. And the bathroom was like 20 feet away. I couldn't make it. That's what happens when you hit rock bottom with pain. But here's the thing, man. We all have to start from zero when it comes to pain. Everyone's got something that fucks them up, something they're insecure about. When you're in physical pain, even if you're not thinking about your mental shit, your mind sure as hell is. All those dungeons you've been avoiding, that's what gets you to quit. It's not the body, it's the mind. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, why are you doing this in the first place? Most people quit in SEAL training or any special ops because their mind is too damn comfortable. They're sitting on the couch watching that Navy SEAL show in their 72-degree house thinking, yeah, I could do that. Bullshit. They don't know what it's like to dig deep and face the part of themselves that's afraid of the grind, that craves comfort and pats on the back. They don't want to hear what they need to hear to get better. They want the easy road. But the real you is built in the trenches. You've got to go there, face the fear, and stop looking for an easy way out. That's where you'll find out who the fuck you really are. That's where this shit really kicks off. You start thinking, I don't need this anymore, I'm good. Why the hell am I still doing this? But here's the thing, you right now, you're a leader. You're sitting in this chair with thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people looking up to you. That's why you do it. That's why you get your ass up at 3, 4, 5 in the damn morning. You're setting the example for everyone else to follow. People always ask, what drives you now? It's not about you anymore, motherfucker. Like you said, I'm comfortable, I'm good. But it's bigger than you now. God gave you everything and now it's pay time. You're paying the bills now. And that means doing shit that's hard for the people watching you. When they ask, why the hell do you get up so damn early? It's because you're leading the charge. You're showing them what's possible. The problem is people want to be the best among the average. They want to sit on their little pile of accomplishments and act like they've made it. But that's how you get soft. You start wondering, why am I losing my edge? Why am I getting weaker? It's because you hit the top of the mountain, sat your ass down, thought you were done. That's mediocrity, man. There's a lot of folks out here with a nice resume, but they're just one-timers. They did one big thing, maybe made some money, and now they think they've earned the right to chill. But nah, that's when you start slipping. These people hit the gym, get jacked, run fast, but all they're doing is covering up their weak-ass mind. They're just building a bigger, stronger quitter. When real adversity comes knocking, they're like, what the fuck, I'm in shape. What's going on? It's because their mind is still soft as hell. For me, I want to be forever proud of who I am. I want to look back and say, I'm not the same lying, secure piece of shit I used to be. If I died today, I want to know I became someone I respect. And here's the truth. It's okay to not be happy sometimes. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm fucked up right now. But the first step is being real with yourself. Who the fuck are you really? You've got to get brutally honest and ask yourself that. Dig into the dark corners of your mind. Find out who you are. It might take months. It might take years. But you got to figure out your purpose, what the hell you're here for. The only way I keep finding more of myself is by shutting out the noise. The world's getting louder and faster every damn day. And the more you stay plugged in, the more you lose sight of who you really are. You've got to go dark sometimes. Get away from all the bullshit. We love being around people, love the parties, the talking, the distractions. But it's okay to be alone. It's okay to feel unhappy sometimes. That's where the truth lives, in those quiet, dark moments. You've got to confront it. Ask yourself, who am I really? Get accountable. Get real. And start doing the hard work. You want to know why you keep running from the truth? Why you keep dodging that pain? It's because you're scared as hell to face those dark ass chambers inside your own head. But here's the thing. You got to kick that damn door down, rip that shit open, and square up with that demon face to face. Don't just sit there, get in that motherfucker's face and ask, what's up? You're here to fuck with me. Dive deep into that pitch black corner of your mind. And don't just dip your toes, get all the way in and figure that shit out. It might take months, hell, it might take years, but you grind till you carve out your purpose. Once you know your why, once you know who the fuck you want to be, then we start talking business. See, it's too damn easy to just say, I'm not cut out for this. I'm not good enough. That's what the weak motherfuckers do. Yeah, not all of us can be Le Man. But I'll tell you what, we can do a whole lot more than we think when we tap into our guts, when we tap into that savage willpower. We got way more in the tank than we even realize, but most of you are too damn soft to go there. You want comfort? You want people to tell you, it's okay, man. Take a day off. Let's grab a pizza and watch some bullshit on TV. Fuck that noise. That's why people hate my ass. I don't play that game. I'm hard as hell on myself, so I don't need anybody's approval. And I sure as shit don't care if you're offended. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to make warriors. People always want to know, why do you keep doing this shit? Why do you wake up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning? You've made it. Why keep going? You think this is about me? Hell no. I'm not here for me anymore. I'm here to set the damn standard. I'm here to show everyone else what's possible, to drag people out of that mediocrity they're drowning in. It ain't about being good. It's about being the best among the best, not the best among the average. You want to know how to stay hungry? Stop patting yourself on the back for shit you did yesterday. Yeah, you graduated, buds. You finished this, you finished that, so fucking what? You think that's enough? That's why you're losing your edge. That's why you're slipping back into weakness. Once you hit the top of one mountain, you better be looking for the next one to climb. You don't get to just rest on your resume and call it a day. That's what mediocre people do. They score one big hit, get a little taste of success, and then they just sit there and rot. People love to go to the gym, get jacked, run fast, but all that muscle don't mean shit if your mind is still soft. All you're doing is building a stronger quitter. The second real adversity hits, you crumble. You want to know why? Because you've been pampering your body but neglecting the most important muscle of all, your mind. So get in there, face the darkness, and build a mind that's as hard as steel. That's the only way you're going to make it. Life beat the absolute shit out to me. I'm talking flat on my ass in the 12th round of a 15-round heavyweight fight. I was laid out, down for the count, damn near out cold. But while everyone thought I was finished, while that motherfucking challenger turned his back, guess what I was doing? I was dragging my mankin ass off the canvas. And I didn't just get up. I took those next 3 rounds and shoved the M down his throat. That's what Can't Hurt Me is all about. I was hurt. I was wrecked. I was damn near mankin beyond repair, but I got the hell up. I had to overcome more shit in the first 26 years of my life than most people can even dream of. And guess what? The fight's still not over. It never will be. Can't Hurt Me ain't just some cute slogan. It's a mindset, man. A damn war cry. No matter what's staring you down, no matter how big and bad that obstacle is, you fucking face it. You confront that shit and you get past it no matter what. My old man? Yeah, he was a bastard. The bullies? Fuck them too. My learning disabilities, my stuttering, all those goddamn failures that piled up like bricks, those were my demons. And I had 2 choices. I could either beat them or they'd bury me. And as I fought through that hell, something started to happen. I started to become someone new. People saw me as this unstoppable force, this superhero, but the real story, man, that was still buried deep. And the question kept gnawing at me. Do you have the balls to show them the truth? Do you have the guts to let them see where you really come from? Because I could have stayed comfortable, could have let them believe I was just born this way. But the only way to help anyone is to show them that it's possible. You got to tell them, look, I crawled out of the darkest fucking pit. And if I did it, so can you. I had to lay it all out there, expose the scars, the pain, the failures, because where I come from is hell. See, what this world loves to do is put people on pedestals, call them special, make them untouchable. They call it the 1% club. Like those people are born different, like they got some special sauce that the rest of us don't. And you know what that does? It lets everyone else off the hook. It gives them that get out of jail free card. Oh, I'm not like them. I wasn't made that way. But here's the cold truth. There ain't no special people, just people who decide to harden the fuck up. The only thing that's special is the mind you build, the mind you grind into a weapon. And anyone can do it if they're willing to pay the price. That's why I wrote my book the way I did, to strip away all those bullshit titles. Even that superhuman crap, cut that shit out. I wanted people to look at me and realize, damn, he was just a mankin' ass kid. And he fought through all of that. But you know what's crazy? You'll pick up that book, you'll listen to the audiobook, and by the time you're halfway through, your mind's already playing tricks on you. You're already starting to forget all that shit from chapter 1, 2, and 3. Your brain wants to smooth it over, tell you, this guy's just nuts. He's not like us. That's how fast your mind tries to pull you back to the comfort zone, even while you're reading about someone crawling through the fire. So you got to constantly remind yourself where it all started. Keep going back to those early chapters. Remind yourself of every ounce of suffering, every fucking struggle, every dark day. Because if I crawled out of that shit, so can you. But first, you got to face your own darkness. You got to do that self-autopsy. Rip yourself open and see what the hell's really going on inside. Then, and only then, can you start building the mind that'll take you to places you never thought you could go. All that's in your head. You create your own damn self. Stay hard.